Morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, Nancy. Good
Good
morning,
evening.
Joel.
Good morning, everyone.
And happy
Yes, good.
birthday.
Ay,
Happy,
salamat.
happy birthday, Joel. And guys, good morning to everybody watching on the live stream and watching on the replay. We have a very special story today. Our very good friend Joel Pascual, who runs PEPTarsus, and the current president of PACEOS. So, for those of you who are in the event industry here in the Philippines, they are the biggest here in Manila. And we'll be talking to Joel about his culinary DNA kasi mahilig kumain rin niya mga yan, mahilig mag-travel. So food, travel, events, no? My name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet, together with the Nancy Reyes Lumen, streaming live from Houston. We're awesome live with Joel Pascual. Can you do a short film? Joel!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Pwede bang
Alright.
sandali lang? First of all lang,
Oh.
Anton, ba't ako nandito? You're talking about culinary DNA. Wala naman ako nun. So,
Meron ka nun.
Bakit
Ha?
ka mawawalan? You travel to so many countries. You should know already your palate to compare to the others you have visited.
Oo. Tsaka, ang dami natin napuntang Madrid Fusion eh.
Oh.
So, anyway, and that's why we're having this. Kasi not a lot of people know Joel Pascual, no? I guess they know you as the president of PACEOS and all this event company, no? And so, we're going deeper into sino ba talaga si Joel Pascual? So, maybe to kick off our conversation, maybe can you do short introduction? Paano nga ba nagsimula with the events? Did you start with the events pa talaga or meron pang before? Maybe
No. I'm actually a professional mechanical engineer. And the
Wow.
family business is
Yes.
industrial refrigeration. So, medyo pasaway akong konti, prodigal son. I left the company, but I promised my dad I will not go into the same industry para walang competition. And somehow I landed into this by accident. So yun. I did a lot of I was part of a lot of associations, and normally pag association ina-assign nila ako to handle conventions, exhibitions for free. And then one day si Randy, I'm sure you know Randy Manaloto, Anton. He came to one and asked me, Joel, may pera ba dito? Sabi ko, may pera naman. Oh, let's do this. Let's make this into a business. Alam mo naman si Randy, ever negosyante, di ba? And so sabi ko, sige. Tapos sabi niya, let's start something small. Ang sagot ko agad sa kanya is, Teka, Randy, why think small? If we're gonna start something, let's already think big.
So, pareho lang naman eh.
Pareho effort lang eh. And so, that
Oo.
started it. And I guess the rest is history. If not for the pandemic, we've been on a constant upward trend from the beginning to 2019. Unfortunately, na pandemic. But it was really a blessing in disguise. And, but I'm back again as an engineer because before my dad died, I promised to take over the business. So I'm doing that as well. I'm still an engineer. But I think
Wow, talaga?
more people know me as an engineer of events rather
Engineer
than
Maybe can you explain yung events company that you're doing?
Okay. We used to do a lot of different events, and we did events for other people as well. So they would hire us to do their conventions, exhibitions. However, when we became part of the Tarsus Group of London, they decided that okay, let's just focus on your specialty, which is food. So we are best known for WOFEX, World Food Expo, the Philippine Culinary Cup, the Hotel Summit, and so on and so forth. And we take the show all over the Philippines. So nag-niche na kami doon. But again, balik ko, because of the pandemic, we'd had to accept other people's project again. So we started bidding for government projects. Kaya for the audience who knows me for Kaina or yung DOT projects,
kain na.
they see me also there. So yun yung pivot namin lang to survive. Yeah.
Actually, the very first convention or the very first WOFEX, Joel had, believe ako sa kanya kasi it was typhoon. Diba, Joel?
What do you mean typhoon?
May typhoon on that day.
WOFEX is always first week of August, and we all know that August is typhoon month. Bakit kami napunta dun sa typhoon month? Kasi at that time that we entered the food exhibition, meron ng food show every month. August was the only one left vacant. So dahil kami medyo malakas ang loob, I don't know if it's malakas ang loob o tanga-tanga, we dove into August, no? It's a month that wherein walang bookings ang venues. And so we dove into that month.
correct.
And I guess we did enough, well enough na hindi na tumigil. Tuloy-tuloy na siya. We developed actually August. So after us, napuno na nung event, nung venues yung calendar nila dahil pwede naman pala nakita nila sa WOFEX. So nag-book na yung mga iba.
That day, that event was bursting with people.
Sobra. So we've been hit by a lot of typhoons, pero sa akin naman, it's proof when people still come, even if there's bagyo, it's proof that we're doing something important. Kasi they will brave the floods just to go to WOFEX. So even for that fact, I'm proud of the brand that we built.
So Joel, let's go deeper in your culinary DNA. Ano ba? May province ka ba? Where did you get your love for food?
Actually, Manila boy ako through and through. My parents do have provinces, pero we don't go there often. So talagang when you talk about my culinary DNA, I don't even know, sabi ko nga at the very beginning, why I'm here. When I see all the important chefs that you've guested, why am I here? Pero siguro lang I will attribute it to my mom and dad who would take us to new restaurants every so often. Hindi kami yung type ng family na kung ano yung favorite mo, doon kayo nandang doon. We went exploring for new food every time. So maybe do not develop yung palate to enjoy different kinds of food.
So what is your favorite cuisine?
I think Japanese and Filipino would be top of mind, just like I think a lot of people. Kasi nung kinalakihan ko, hindi naman ganun karami pa yung variety masyado, di ba? I know that the Kimpuras and the Hakatas were the top of the line, no? And then of course the Filipinos like the Aristocrats and the Barrio Fiesta. Hindi pa ganun kadami before, unlike now, no? Talagang you can travel the world just in Manila via the cuisine.
With all the countries you visited, it's still Japanese cuisine that's top of mind, top of your palate?
When I say kasi favorite, it's something that I would like to eat often. Pero actually, like if you talk about Indian food, no? Indian food is really a sensory explosion, no? Talagang you're taken to a different world, especially if you're eating it there, no? With the complete ambiance in India. Kaya lang, it's not something that you want to eat often, no? Yung parang pang special food lang siya. That's why I chose the two that even if you serve it to me in front of me every day, I'll eat it. That's why I chose those two.
Yeah. Well, actually, Anton, our guest Joel also dabbled into baking and a little cooking. I don't know if you pursue that or...
kasi naman na pandemic nga tayo, di ba? So we were stuck in the house. And when, of course, we didn't want to have too much delivery or parang to go to the restaurants to eat. So I challenged myself early in the pandemic. I will cook one dish that I've never cooked every day. I did that for one whole year. One dish that I've never cooked. From simple to complicated. Before kasi the pandemic, microwave cook lang ako eh. That's the extent of my cooking is the rice cooker and microwave cooking. I was forced into the situation of feeding myself and my son. So nagluto ako and I think swerte ako, my exposure in WOFEX and the Philippine Culinary Cup. Medyo madali kong na-widow. Madali kong nasakyan because of the exposure, even if I've not actually done it on hand before.
Ano yung complicated na nag-succeed ka?
Madami-dami din naman. Like, I did paella. So, I mean, I did paella. Old school, mga parang prawns tormidor, no? Medyo matrabaho kasi hot prawn salad. I love that also. Marami-dami naman na naging complicated na Korean beef stew. At least hindi lang siya frying and putting in the oven, no? So medyo complicated.
That's nice.
Galing.
Yeah.
Pero it works, so, no? I guess for people who are watching, no, ano lang talaga, if you love it, actually, it tends to love you back. My sisters are always asking me, "Ba't maluto ka na luto?" I enjoy it
Oo.
kasi. I-enjoy ako kasi parang art actually really feels like doing art but when I'm cooking. So, very new to cooking pero loving it.
Ang
Okay.
galing Parang ang dami mong ginagawa. But I think everything is in food pa din, di ba? Food. Um, or at least food focus. Now, what I wanted to ask Joel is
Yeah.
that how's the event industry throughout this time, and what are you guys doing now in Paseos?
Okay. PACEOS is the Philippine Association of Conventions and Exhibition Organizers and Suppliers. Okay. So kami yung voice ng events industry sa Pilipinas. Definitely, we are one of the most badly hurt because we are all about gathering people. No, we are all about putting people together in a room so that they can do business together. And when gatherings were banned, ano pang gagawin namin? In fact,
Oh,
I am very seldom angry, pero during the first few months of the pandemic, my staff saw me as a very different Joel. Ako yung talagang galit na galit, nagmumura pa ako na parang PI nyo, if you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. It was tough love that I had to put on, no? Parang kasi sinanong ko, ano bang skill mo? Anong skill mo? Anong skill mo? And most of them will say selling. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, we had no product to sell kasi wala kaming events,
oo.
right? So kung yung skill set nila became no longer relevant, how can I keep them employed? So I challenged them to develop new skills. Ayun, I'm happy that a lot of them, most of them leveled up. May new skills sila. And so during the pandemic, we pivoted into what we're doing now, Anton, no? Like you
Oo.
yourself. We did a lot of virtual activities. And that helped us survive kahit paano. Of course, the revenue was not like before in the physical, pero at least kahit paano, may activity. Hindi naman dead. Hindi naman ano lang,
Oo.
hindi naman nagpatalo lang ng basta-basta.
Pero
Oo.
sisingit
Galing
sisingit ako. Kasi
Ah,
you said for the first time or very rarely in your life, nagagalit ka. I know, Joel, hindi marunong magalit yan eh. How do you keep cool? And your life is so stressful. I mean, your work is so stressful. What do you do after when you get home to your condo or your house? How do
yeah.
you how do you chill?
There was one very defining year for me wherein everything parang bumagsak yung buhay ko, no? I had 34 pesos at 50 centavos in my bank account. Okay, my
Oh.
dad was dying, my marriage was falling apart. I had problems with parang I was feeling there was a problem with my son. So parang everything was just falling apart. And yet I survived it, no? Parang after that I said, okay nga tama naman yata yung everything will come to pass. You just have to have faith. And after that, alam mo nag-iba talaga yung pananaw ko. I've decided na I should not stress on things that I cannot control. All right. And I just do my best. And if wherever God takes me, I'll appreciate it. I mean, it's the act of appreciating whatever you have and wherever you are. And that is a skill already that I have that I wish everybody had. Kasi I always ask myself, does it do my life any good if I'm angry? Parang feeling ko always there's no answer that will lead me to yes. So ayun, so I always live my life with three things that I'm very proud of. Sabi ko nga last birthday ko, I have three superpowers that I'm very proud
ano,
of. One is
ano
that
'yun?
love of laughter. I love to laugh. Okay, that's one thing that I really like to do. Second is that I'm always positive. I always look at the silver lining, even at the hardest, the most difficult situation. I try to look for those silver linings. And third, I think I have faith. No, I might not be the most prayerful. Hindi ako yung dasal na dasal, hindi ako yung simba na simba, but I do have a relationship with the Lord, and I think
No.
that really, at the end of the day, gives me sanity when answers I don't have the answers myself. At least I can lift it up. Ayun. So those are my three superpowers.
Okay, Anton, ganito si Joel, nakita ko na yan up close and personal kung magalit eh. Hi,
Ah,
galit na ako. Galit na ako. Nakaganyan, nakasmile, parang Koreano. Oh
ah,
my gosh, yeah.
Oo. Pero sabi mo nagalit ka during the pandemic. Paano
yeah.
nag-ano yung mga tao? Paano mo na-force sila to learn like technology,
Oh,
I guess,
I
your
think I
virtual
think
event?
they had the hard time with me as an angry boss, no. In fact, some of
Oo.
them were messaging my part, si Randy, and saying na sir, ayoko nang umattend ng meetings namin kasi parati raw akong galit, parati ako nagmumura. I did not explain to them why I was giving this tough love, no? Because otherwise masisira yung intent ko. But
Oo.
I don't know if they realize it now, but that big push, that hard push, made them better persons, no? Yung skills na natutunan
Oo.
nila is something I can never take away from them. It's theirs forever. They know how to do production, they know how to do all of these IT things, no? Ang dami nilang natutunan because I was an angry boss, no? But ngayon hindi na ulit ako nagagalit. I don't think they've seen me very mad, no? After that first few months during the pandemic. So ayun lang, I guess we have to just change depending on the situation. And the pandemic definitely required all of us to do drastic
Oo.
things for us to survive, di ba? Yun.
So, like,
Okay.
speaking of how busy your life is in a day, like,
Mhm.
how many Zooms do you do in a day? How many lectures do you deliver in a week? How many meetings do you attend in a day? Oh my, parang I cannot imagine being in your shoes.
Yan ang medyo nakakalungkot sa Zoom is that nawala na yung boundaries natin, no? People ask for Zoom during the weekends, during off hours, no? Kahit na early morning, especially if it's abroad. So when you ask how many, I think the answer is too much. Okay? Pero now, during the last 3 or 4 months, I've learned to say no, and I've learned to not be so approachable in terms of appointments. So kinokontrol ko na. Even my staff, ewan ko kung nararamdaman nila, I'm not as responsive as I used to be kasi I'm bringing back my work-life balance. Okay? So hindi tama na yung masyadong panic ako na sa pandemic na sige, acceptin natin lahat ng appointments, lahat ng meetings, no. In terms of the talk, yan naman iba. Doon kalad-karin ako kasi if it is in the desire to help the industry stand on its feet, anytime that my opinion or my voice is asked so that I can talk and then I can deliver a message, no, or a learning, I will kasi that one naman is bigger than myself, no. I'm fighting for an entire industry. Siguro kasi presidente nga ako ng PACEOS kaya medyo yung pressure is on my shoulder. Yeah.
Okay.
Yun. So kalad ka rin. But
Like,
too much na, too much.
within a day, kalagkarin ka by mga, let's say, at least 2 lectures a day, right? Parang that's the way I see it. Yeah.
May days na patong-patong. Like tomorrow, I have to. Okay? Apart from the meetings. Pero may days naman din na again, I can control. I can just say, I'm fully booked. So I deserve usually my weekends. No? I'll say I'm fully booked. So, yun. Pero nakakapagod, di ba? I'm sure, like Anton, did you do this several times a day? Hindi ka ba napapagod? Wala ka pa bang fatigue?
Napapagod din. Nakakapagod din. But we try our best to ito naman the thing that we do with our shows, we learn from a lot of people. So, kumbaga, we try our best to select the best people we can talk to, no, that we can learn from. Yun naman. If you do that, then okay naman.
That's good. At least you're enjoying what you're doing. I think that's very important. Yeah.
I think marami na rin nag-greet and nagsa-say hello.
Ay, we'll say hi to them pala. Russell, Cacho, good morning. Paulo Domingo.
Good morning.
Paulo Domingo, pa-shout out, Sir Joel.
Mag-greet kayo sa boss nyo.
Gusto na nila mag-focus pa nata. Anyway, yes.
Let's talk about travel, no. Okay. I know kasi you travel a lot also. And yung tanong nga ni Nancy. Ano yung tanong mo, Nancy? Ikaw na magtanong.
The best and the worst.
And the worst? Baka ako maano. Anyway, isa yan sa pinaka-naaawa sa akin yung kapatid ko. Kasi alam nila kung gaano voracious traveler. Alam nila that my wings were clipped during the pandemic at hindi ako makalayas. No, I've been to 57 countries. No, so I was on my way to exploring new. In fact, may mga tickets akong nasaya. But if you talk about the best, I will choose countries wherein when you go there, the experience is holistic. Para kang na-immerse talaga sa ibang situation. And one of them is Prague kasi para siyang Shrek para kang napasok sa Shrek. Everything that you see is like a storybook. Okay? And then I will
Oo nga.
also choose Bhutan. Bhutan kasi Bhutan is so zen. Talagang lahat parang doon bagay ako, bawal magalit. Parang everything so
Oo.
laid back. In fact, ganito nung sumakay kami ng kabayo, sabi ko, I want to go there. Sabi sa akin ng guide, no, you let the horse go where it wants to go. Ha? Meron ba horseback na ganun? So everything is zen. Oo. And then I probably would go with Netherlands kasi it is so, yun naman sobrang punch in the face, no? You go to one street, marijuana. You go to another street, no? The girly bars, no? Even the girly bars, iba-iba. One street, matataba. Another street, mga sexy. Another street, puro matanda. So even the girly bars were very, very interesting, no? So Netherlands as a whole, if you are a kid, no, it's one of the places you really should go to. South Africa would be my fourth kasi
Galing.
South Africa kasi talagang
Which part?
I went to Johannesburg and ano ba yun? Cape Town, yung mga ganun,
Cape
yung
Town.
basta yung route na ganun.
Yeah.
Ang daming adventure sports na pwedeng gawin. And I think Iran would be my last of my 5. Ay, na ba yun?
Wow.
Kasi Iran changed my mind completely. Di ba we are so scared of our Muslim brothers. We were taught to more or less be wary, no? Pero when I was there, I found that they're so docile. Para silang napakabait. In fact, napakatahimik. When they see us Filipinos taking pictures na ingay-ingay namin, sasabihin pa nila, can we join your picture? Gusto na lang sumali sa vibrance ng Philippines. No? And it's a beautiful country. Iran is so beautiful, I'm telling you.
Wow.
So those are the 5 countries I felt na really immersed me completely, no, na parang kang nasa storybook. Yeah.
Oo, galing ah. Iran ah. Galing ah, Iran ah.
The worst.
The worst.
The worst? Sana walang nanonood na pero there is only one country I've been to that I hardly took pictures. I'm sure you know, Nancy, how I love pictures, right? I travel to take pictures.
Meron?
There's only one country. I think I only took about 5 to 10 pictures as a whole, and it was in Jakarta, Indonesia. Why was I very disappointed? Because I felt it looked too much like
the Philippines,
but worse. Okay. Sana walang magagalit to. It's my personal opinion. Ayun, and the traffic was, if we feel bad about the traffic in Manila, lalo na doon, I would go to one place, after 30 minutes to an hour, I will decide to abandon and just go back to the hotel. Hindi gumagalaw yung traffic. So yun, that would be my worst experience in terms of travel. But other than that, I'm very happy wherever I am. I'm very happy with whatever I'm doing. So hindi ako masyado nagko-complain. Yun lang.
Does it mean you always have a maleta ready na to go anywhere at a moment's notice?
Before the pandemic.
I guess, no?
Ngayon nga, wala. Hindi na nga, nung nag-travel ako po sa Singapore, I forgot so many things. I forgot how to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized, guys, I'm in between two guys who are chill, yung mga cool dudes kayo eh. At saka well-traveled. So it's very interesting. Having both.
We were together in Madrid. Di ba, Anto? We were
Madrid.
together at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
Pero every time kayo nun, may side trip kayo nila Randy nun eh. Kung saan-saan kayo nagpupunta.
Alam ng staff ko yan. Pag ako nakalayas, medyo sasagarin ko na kung kaya.
Sasagarin mo na.
Ando ka na eh.
Okay, you mentioned work-life balance. I guess balancing your personal life with your work life. And maybe in the near future, you're already going to face another hat, which is being a grandfather. So how do you want now to balance? You'll need more balance in your personal life and babalik na sa business life mo. Paano na yan?
Diba? I'm sure I'll manage. Kasi naman, even before the pandemic, I've always been like that. If you ask my staff, no, I've not been one to encourage them to do overtime. I always, whenever magpapaalam sila to go to a family occasion, I will never say no. kasi sobrang important sa akin. Again, it's a product. I learned what not to do. Sumalangit na sana ang aking father, pero my father was a workaholic, no? I mean, talagang very early in the office, very late coming home, could not travel because nakatali masyado sa negosyo. And having grown up with that kind of a parent, no, I loved him for it because I'm sure he wanted to provide, pero that was not the way I wanted to live my life, nor I wanted to raise my kids. I wanted to have an experience with my boys, but as a kaibigan, no, not just as a provider, but as a friend as well. That's why sobrang important sa akin yung work-life balance, no. I will never give it up at all costs. In fact, I probably will give up work before I give up family.
Of
That's how
course.
important it is to me. Yeah.
Okay. Anton.
All right. We'll say hi lang to people commenting. No?
Oh,
So
yeah.
Ria
Cyrus.
Lugtu, hello.
Chari.
Cyrus,
Hi, Chari.
and of course Conrad Nunez from your team Adobo family.
Ah, Conrad. Oh, nanalo yan. Sa ano, takot na takot. Okay.
All right. Let's so in this portion, let's look at the photos, no, for you to
Sige.
caption
Okay.
Joel. All right. Let's start.
Exciting. Ay,
But
wow.
that's just my standard profile picture. Kamukha ko naman, di ba? So, hindi
Pero
naman
this
siya-
is your normal, ano, di ba? Ganyan ka palagi sa mga events.
Ay, oo. Pero now, you know,
Ano?
it's a very special occasion for me to put on pants and leather shoes already. Sobrang sanay na tayo mag shorts and slippers. This thing has become something of a obscure thing for me to do.
Wala pa bang nagkaka-crush sa'yo na Koreana? Kasi para kang BTS dyan eh. Di ba?
Oo nga, no?
Love life na ba pag-uusapan natin?
Ikaw,
Mamaya.
ikaw nag-open. Hala.
Ikaw mag-open. Ayun, anyway.
Okay, mamaya daw yon.
Mamaya.
All right.
What's that?
Okay, this is an example of my culinary journey, no. Ayun nga, what you see here is very early on, no. I experimented on cooking one dish a day. Kasi nakita nyo, no, I started from very simple things like cooking pancakes and champurrado kasi nga clueless ko eh. But now I've transitioned into more complicated things na. I'm doing more difficult things that will require me, longer time to cook. So naiba na. I'm actually improving. With all humility aside, I'm improving as a cook. So thank you, pandemic, for training.
Teka, sino audience mo? Sino yung mga lucky enough to your cooking?
Mostly then at that time, it was my son who was here living with me. Pero now emptiness na ako. And of course, if I have friends over, they sometimes get to taste my cooking as well. And family.
Alright.
Yun, Nancy, kailan tayo?
Ay, ewan ko dyan. Never ako na-invite.
Sa States ka eh.
Even yung adobo. Ano yung adobo mo? What's your adobo? Hello?
I actually don't cook much na may sabaw kasi ayaw ng mga anak ko. Ayaw nila nung
Masarsa.
Hindi, yung nilaga, tinola, adobo, masarsa. So if ever I cook adobo, it's really the dry type. Ayaw nila, hindi sila lumaki sa ganun eh. Hindi katulad natin na hilig-hilig natin sa nilaga, sa sinigang, ganun.
Galing ah. Okay.
Yan!
Yun!
That's the one. Okay.
Maybe you can explain. Ano ba to?
Okay.
Excuse me, Photoshop ba yan o hindi?
Alam mo, isa sa pinaka-biggest doubter ko when it comes to my jump shots is si Nancy. Nung pag sinasabi, Photoshop yan. No? So one day, sabi niya, I want you to prove it to me. So we were in front of a door na meron siyang handle sa gitna. Sabi ko, Nancy, I will jump up to this handle. And right in front of her, I jumped. And then finally, she said, yes, totoo pala that I can jump that high. No? But of course, merong camera angle trick din yan. But wherever I am throughout the world, that's part of my being happy, Anton. I express my happiness in terms of the jump also. Because while I can, I will continue jumping whenever I travel. No? So, sabi ko 57 countries, siguro out of that 57, when I started doing the jump shot, I probably have a jump shot for maybe 30 of those countries. Meron akong jump shot to symbolize how happy I am to be where I am. So, kaya ko pa naman. Even at my age, kaya ko pang gawin yan.
No, at saka it's not just a jump shot. It is having two legs tucked in and then still jumping. So mahirap din. And Anton and viewers, Joel also has like a diary where a lot of his jump shots, which I looked at to see kung totoo, and comes with his inspiring thoughts. Sana nga pala, Joel, you should have sing it at least one or two of your diaries, which are really, really very readable.
It's on Instagram. The title of the name under the Instagram is Jump for Joy.
That's it.
Part of it is in my name, Pascual Joel, Instagram, but I have a separate page, Jump for Joy. Yung talaga collection lang ng jump shots ko yun. Jump for Joy.
Abangan nyo po, it will become a book soon.
Kulit mo, Nancy, dun.
Totoo yan. Okay, next. Oh, yeah. So this was in Paris talaga. I mean, walang nanonood na tao when you were doing that? Or kinikilig ka mag-isa?
One of the things that I love to do when I travel is off-season. And then I love getting lost during the early mornings and the lates at night. So ayoko kasi nung masyadong crowded yung street so that I can capture the cityscape in its pureness, no? So parang this is probably early morning siya. That's why I get a lot of shots na konti ang tao. It's not that it's abandoned. It's just I normally go walking in unusual hours. Kaya hindi importante sa akin ng hotel when I travel kasi it's just a bed for me pero I'm normally out. So the hotel is not my priority whenever I travel kasi kama lang talaga siya sa akin. Kama lang.
Where's the camera? Who's taking the picture? You or yourself?
It's the timer of the camera.
Wow.
So kabisado ko na. I've been doing this for such a long time. Kabisado ko na siya. Yeah.
Okay. Galing. All right.
Okay. Ayan yung ginamit nyo. This is actually a pivot when it comes to what happened to us during the pandemic, no?
What is that?
This is actually in Benguet. I was part of, parang akala nyo foreign, no.
Yeah.
It's just in Benguet. It's in the Philippines. It's a Lavender Field, no. So parang kung isipin mo, parang you have to go pa to Netherlands to get this. No, there are many places like this in the Philippines, no. Pwede merong sunflower patches. But I'm using this because during the pandemic, we started accepting projects or bidding for projects for government, and they have come to more or less allow us to be part of their strategies. And when we did audits of tourism spots and tourism projects, nasasama ako. That's why kahit kating-kati ako mag-travel, at least when I go with DOT and TPB, I get to explore places na hindi normally nabibisita ng mga tao. And this is one of them, no. So thank you DOT and TPB for allowing me to join things like this na makes me explore the Philippines and love the Philippines even more.
Saan banda to, Joel?
Sa Benguet, they call it Blooming Fields, I think is the name.
Blooming Fields.
Yeah, at that time, hindi pa allowed masyado ang tao. So it was more or less a secret that we were doing an audit there. Pero I think now open na sila. But it's wonderful. There are many different patches. Hindi lang yan lavender. There are many different places there that you can be amongst pink flowers, yellow flowers. Ang ganda.
Ang galing And you can take pictures. I guess
yes.
You can take pictures talaga. No?
Yes.
Okay. Ganda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next.
Okay, so this is actually a passion of mine, which is teaching. Okay, in fact, that is my retirement plan. When I retire, the only thing I really want to do is teach. No? And I miss it also kasi even when we teach virtually, the energy is simply not the same. Iba yung nakikita mo yung mga tao na nakikita mo sila kung inaantok na ba sila o natutuwa sila, no? The body language is very important. And so I did this because I miss it, and I was very happy because 2 days ago I was actually able to experience this again for the very first time when I was invited by TPB to speak in front of a crowd. Bago ako nagsalita, nag-selfie muna ako kasi sabi ko, after 2 years, I have a live audience at ibang-iba talaga. That's why I am praying that, sana matapos na tong pandemic because there is no replacement for the face-to-face. That's why I put it up there because I'm a firm believer that iba yung nakikita mo yung kausap mo, nakakausap mo, na-handshake mo, and you sharing a meal together, ibang-iba talaga. We miss it. We miss it.
Okay.
All right. Galing, galing.
Yep.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so what you will see there is my baby dog, pandemic baby. Okay, his name is Bullet. Pero it's also one of the things that we did. Yun nga, naging virtual na yung ating programs, no. But you had to admit, Anton, no, na we're doing this virtual, pero the revenues are not really that great when it comes to virtual. But at least it gives us something to do, and hopefully, if we build it strong enough in the future, it can be a money maker, no? Pero wala tayong choice eh. We have to make ourselves still relevant to our audiences, whether it's Awesome Planet or kami sa PEP, sa WOFEX, no? We do this, or even in PACEOS. This one is for PACEOS. We have to do this because it's the only way we were allowed to engage our audience. So yun lang, I think it tells so much about people with fighting spirit na hindi lang tayo natulog, hindi lang tayo tumanganga, hindi lang tayo nag-intay. We did what we can so that we can serve the markets that we are serving.
I chose that
Yun.
picture. I chose that picture because I said you said before you were already an empty nester, so
Yes.
to fill up the room. There's Bullet,
Yeah, empty nester na ako. So my 2 kids have grown, and I put them in a condo for them to learn to be independent. And so when I was left alone here, I decided to get. Hindi, my sisters pala forced me to get a dog. So yun na yan. It's become my buddy, So it really completely changed my life.
Okay, so does it mean may availability na ahem?
No.
Okay. Wala lang, nagtanong lang. Okay.
Wait. Okay. Next. Tapusin natin to.
Natakot si Anton.
Oh yeah, that is what I think I'm best known for. No, these are rooms full of people, whether it's a conference or an exhibition. This is yung iba ko kasing negosyo are quiet businesses eh. The only business that I have that is really maingay and is really requiring me to be in public view is the events business. So and this is an example of what we all wish we can go back to. Ang ganda kasi ng site ng kwarto na punong-puno ng tao, shoulder to shoulder, no, talking to each other. Nakakamiss talaga yon. And again, praying that it comes back. We're starting to, if the Omicron variant does not come back or does not make very strong headways here in the Philippines, hopefully we can continue moving forward to the face-to-face.
Okay, yan.
Those are my 3 babies. Okay, that's Joshua, Jolo, and Bullet. Ayun, so alam nyo na, no? I'm
You have 2 boys.
I'm getting older, so they are adults already, plus 1 baby, the dog. That is how my legacy will go forward from here. I'm soon to be lolo. My eldest is giving me a grandchild by February, so first time yun. Time lolo, so can't wait for the baby. Can't wait for baby Jonah.
Bahala na.
Okay. So after 1 year of doing savory, parang feeling ko wala na akong malutong bago. I switched into baking, and so these are the things that I did for baking, no? Cheesecake, cinnamon rolls, brownies, cookies, etc. No? So challenging, definitely very challenging than savory. Hindi siya madali. But again, kahit paano, certain degree of success naman. Of course, I will never say that they're the best, no? Pero serviceable naman, very edible naman. But given baking and savory, savory kasi ang dami hinuhugasan pagkatapos mag-bake. So yun ang
diba? Ikaw rin pala nagsuhugas, ano?
Because I'm alone here. I don't even have a maid. That's something that condo living taught me, is that I can really be self-contained, self-sufficient here, and I actually love it. Na I don't need anybody else for my needs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
Ayun.
Meron pa?
Wala na. Tanong mo na. Ikaw na, Nancy.
Bucket list.
Bucket list
for
ko?
2022, of course.
Well, obviously, I wish I can travel again. No, my bucket list is to go back to continuing where I left off, which is
No,
to
be more specific.
uh, where to go.
Yeah, where to go,
You know,
what to do.
I've always been dinidelay ko yung pag pilgrimage sa Holy Land. Maybe that's something I can do already. And also I want to do the one in Santiago wherein you walk pilgrimage din
The
siya.
walk.
The walk.
Oo. The walk.
Uh, yes, because while I still can, I want to do that also. And before the pandemic, my friends and I were already planning Antarctica. So I really would like to be able to do.
Wow.
I have a group kasi who does this parang very unusual and difficult destinations. While we can, we're trying to do that. Because we don't want to live a life of regrets na what if or we didn't do that. So medyo ginagawa namin yung mahirap. Kasi yung iba madali na yung pagka kahit matanda ka eh. Diba? The cosmopolitan places are easy to go to even if you're 85 or 90 years old. That's why. And then siguro Russia. I want to go to Russia just to
Oh,
take a picture of the square.
all right. Anton?
All right. So as we actually we really chose you to as our year ender, no. This is our
Yes.
last few shows, and sa fitting year ender kasi we really wanted to get your thoughts and insights. Actually, you've shared a lot, but as
Mhm.
2021 closes, can you
Mhm.
share with us what were your three key learnings as we go through out this pandemic, ano rin yung nakita mo? Kasi, I saw two different types of people or two different types of entrepreneurs. One is they just stayed status quo lang, and there's another one that really innovated.
Mhm.
So, but I wanted to get your thoughts. Ano ba yung mga biggest learning mo this 2021 that you could share with everybody that everybody could learn from for 2022?
So, one is yun nga, do not let siguro number one is do not let the situation define you. You define the situation, meaning kahit whatever
Mhm.
God throws your way, you make sure that you do something about it, no? Hindi when the pandemic came, madali sanang ano lang eh, go in one corner at umiyak. Oh, ano nangyari sa negosyo ko? Wala akong kita, wala kaming events. No? It was so easy to do that. But why? That's why I challenge my staff and I challenge myself to rise up to the occasion. Ang thinking ko kasi, no matter what you learn in the process, it's yours for life. Nobody can take it away from you already. And like what I said kanina, I see no value in feeling sad. I see no value in being angry. But I do see value in fighting. No, so whatever life throws your way, you fight. You fight so that you can survive and be the best version of yourself in whatever situation God throws at you. Uh, so and then maybe the second one is ito medyo divergent kami dito ni Nancy, no. Kasi ako I'm a firm believer that this whole thing is a problem that we share together. Never have I uh, appreciated the efforts of linking with the sample government, no, with my co-PACEOS members.
Mhm.
Dati kasi before the pandemic, parang feeling mo king of the world ka na parang you don't need anybody. But the pandemic has forced us to work with each other. And given that, I think that one of the solutions moving forward is really to vaccinate. Ako, whenever I talk, I end with this. Please go out and vaccinate because the problem is we are dealing with together. And the solution is together also. If we all get vaccinated, then we can get to that herd immunity and that we can live the lives of normalcy. It is no longer about me, but us, no, and together. And maybe the third one is the faith, no. Um, the third learning I deserve for everybody na let's not try to put all the answers on ourselves, no. Na, yun nga, when
Yeah.
sino ba naman may akala ng pandemic if we don't have the answers and we cannot provide the answers, it would really, really be nice to have somebody else to go to, some place to look up to and say, kahit even if we ask, no, what is the meaning of all of this, no? But at the end of the day, just have faith that there's a reason for this and that we will rise above it stronger and better. So those things lang, I think are some of the things that I learned during the pandemic. And be happy. Siguro lang, be happy. Smile.
Hindi mo kayang mag-jump shot ngayon.
In the first place, naka-shorts ako at saka naka-chinelas. Okay? Huwag na. They just look at my Instagram page to see my jump shots. No? I'm still
Okay.
able to do that. One of these days, Nancy, pag nandito ka na ulit, we will do a jump shot together para ma-prove mo rin sa
Ayun, Lance.
Oo.
Yun.
In-shoot
Yun,
mo na yung aking tuhod.
Ha? Ikaw nga, ininjan mo ako last week, no? Ba't mo ako ininjan?
So, ako last question ko, Joel. So, as we go to 2022, you met a lot, you're part of the whole events network globally.
Yeah.
You're integrated into the government. What's the fearless forecast for 2022?
Ay, interesting yan. Pero pasensya na, give me maybe 5 minutes or more. Ha? Pasensya lang Anto. Kasi when I went to Singapore and the leading event organizers were there, I really had a lot of learnings of what they were doing abroad. No? And the things that they were saying is that they are experiencing the fastest recovery in 80 years from any economic crisis. Ang ibig lang sabihin, ang bilis ng rebound. So pagka nag-open yung markets, hindi siya slow burn, mabilis mag-rebound yung industry. So ang ibig sabihin, wag tayong mag-worry kasi pagka nag-open yung markets, mabilis mag-recover tayo. Secondly, there has not been a single MICE event or events that are professionally run that has been attributed for any virus outbreak. That's a very important statistic. Kasi if
Wow,
your event,
talaga?
if your event is professionally run, just like what we promised in PEP, and the PACEOS members, you can be guaranteed that they are safe spaces, they are safe events. So that is really a learning that we have, we are banking on, no? Na talagang we can be proud. Wala anywhere in the world na event, MICE event, o business event na nag-cause ng epidemic o ng virus infections. And then third, I think napatunayan na ng various industries na the physical, there is no replacement for the physical. Even those that tried the virtual platforms, the virtual conferences, the virtual expos, ang nangyari in the other parts of the world, the results they said was very dismal. Nalulungkot sila sa results ng virtual. So they are really banging on many doors to have the physical already restarted kasi walang kapalit. Really walang kapalit. In fact, ang record ang grade ng virtual efforts is -53. -53 net promoter score. Meaning yung sumasali, hindi na nga sila natutuwa, i-convince pa nila yung iba na hindi sumali. That's why the physical will really bounce back very quickly. Kaya yung mga kasama ko sa events industry, let us continue doing virtual just to keep ourselves busy and maybe we can learn a lot of new things. But let's transition into the hybrid. Let's make the virtual aspects or learnings as part of the physical. But let's pray, let's get vaccinated, let us pray that the physical will eventually really come back. Kasi kailangan ng Pilipinas, kailangan natin lahat. The physical events industry must make a strong comeback.
May pahabol ako.
Ano ba?
Joel, you're iconic already for exhibits and especially for WOFEX. Can you give me 3 names, dead, living, or in history, whom you admire, or people who do you think will matter in your life? 3 names.
Ang hirap nung tanong mo. Sana pinaredy mo ako.
Kayang-kaya mo yan.
3 names of people that matter in my life.
Or inspire you, inspiration.
Probably a common answer, no? Top of mind of everybody would be somebody like Steve Jobs. Kasi Steve Jobs, no, is somebody who just did what he felt he was doing was correct, or he believed in his idea. He pursued it even if the belief system around him was not there. If you create it and you are a strong seller of your idea, eventually they will come. Parang di ba yung if you build it, they will come.
Okay.
If you have enough passion, even in my sales team, parati ko sinasabi, if you don't believe in what we're selling, you'll never be able to sell. Mm-hmm. So the step 1 is believing in your product, and you can sell the hell out of it if you believe in it. Kasi iba yung, sabi ko, mas successful ang taong bibo at magaling magbenta kaysa sa matalino. Di ba?
Okay.
Sa totoo naman. Okay? Another person that probably I admire is, sino ba? Ang hirap mag-ano?
Isa na lang.
O, isa na lang. Can you give me an example of maybe I can just say yes to?
Somebody who was in history or in your many books or in your inspirations or
Sorry, hindi ako masyadong makata or I cannot think, so I will choose very, very basic and obviously
fine.
people know a lot, no? So I will choose Jose Rizal. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi
Yeah.
yung hindi magmahal sa sariling salita ay mahigit pa sa malansang isda. I studied abroad for many years, no. I had the opportunity to live there as well. Okay, I am now part of the London Tarsus Group in our but my faith in the Philippines is still there. I've never considered living abroad, even if I have many chances to, because I still believe in giving back to the Filipino. I was born a Filipino. I look Chinese, but I'm actually 100% Filipino.
You look Korean.
Okay, so we have to believe in the Philippines, and we have taken our roots here, and so in the likes of Jose Rizal, ako din, I am a firm believer that the power of the pen is stronger than the power of the sword. Our words matter. All right. That's why I give a lot of talks, because I know I can do more by sharing what I know rather than fighting it out in another manner. My words is more powerful than any other instrument that I can put out there. So ayun, hindi siguro I make love not war. Kasi
Okay.
yun ang essentially what it is all about. So pasensya na kayo, I'm giving two very generic, no? But
That's
on
good.
the spot.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's good.
yeah.
Alright.
Lusot
Any
ka-
last question, Nancy?
Hindi,
May last question ka pa?
yung last pinalusot lang kita doon sa make love, ha? Wala akong sasabihin. Secret.
Pwede naman. O, sige, ano na, open for applicants. Sino ba may gusto? Ano na kidding.
Okay, guys, you heard that.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay. All right. Maraming salamat. Thanks, Joel. Very inspirational. And I think a lot of people in the industry need to watch this video. Guys, please like and share this video to your family and friends, or those people who wants an inspiration for 2022. Maraming salamat, Joel. Thank you, Nancy.
And honestly,
Merry Christmas, guys.
I think I've seen some of the worst situations or challenges that Joel has been up to, and he has never lost his smile.
Correct,
It's not
correct.
in there, it's in his eyes or what. So that's a gift. You have a gift. So swerte mo, you're very nice. Thank you.
Yes, Joel, but before we close, we'll give you the final message. Please shout out to people you want to thank. Final message, and invite them where they can get in touch with you.
Okay, thank you very much for listening, for watching. No, I hope I did not share too much information about myself, but hopefully you got some bits of learning from whatever I was talking about. No, but ako lang resilient. Let's remain resilient. Huwag tayong papatalo sa situation. We're all in this together. Like I said earlier, the solution is also in us together. So get vaccinated. Sorry, I really want to end with that kasi I'm a firm believer. That's the way I feel we should move forward. Maraming salamat. Merry Christmas. And maraming salamat, Anton and Nancy. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Jerswin. Thank you. And we'll end with a comment ni Chari Albano. Let's go live together.
Let's go live together. Okay.
Or live together. Hindi, live yan.
Okay.
All right. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat. Live an awesome life, guys. God bless.
And watch the replay and be inspired.
Can you do a short